Well, I guess I'm back. Sort of. Maybe, maybe not so much as in like a full time back, but I feel like I wanted to do something and have some fun. And that idea was to, I guess, in sense, like a return to form of doing a let's play or playthrough of Pokemon. Um, I want to kind of do it not as ma- more so as a return to form of like how I used to do it. Like I would do uh recording sessions and then I'd make videos. Like I don't want to do a live stream and then just have VODs. Like I've done that and like it wasn't that great. Like it was good on the live stream, but like VOD format just doesn't work because I feel like it might be too long. And then it's also sprinkled in with random talking bits. But I want to do one where it's return to form. I'll do a playthrough with a recording session, and like I'll just play the game and talk over the game while I'm playing it. No other outside distractions. I will probably do what I most likely will do for a recording session is like I'll probably play for a few hours, but break those up into 3 different sessions, 3 different episodes, um, or segments. Another thing I wanted to talk about was like I don't know how long a YouTube video or an episode should be. The B-roll and the footage in the back is just what I did tonight, was just, I just booted up some random games that I had that had some old save files on it, and I just played wherever it was left off from, and just like doing like a cave or dungeon or just going through like one area of the game took like almost an hour. And an hour is kind of a long time, but it's just like for Pokemon, there's going to be a lot of those kind of areas and a lot of slow bits. I feel like 20 to 30 minutes might be too short, but I feel like 90 minutes is probably too long. So maybe do between 45 minutes to 60 minutes, like an hour. But for the first few bits or first few episodes, depending on the game that you or I pick, I might for the first bit of the game, because Pokemon has that tutorial area where it is slow because you got to do all these other like small stuff before the game kind of takes off. Like maybe those will probably be a little bit longer, just so like the whole front part of the let's play isn't I guess bogged down with just multiple episodes of just, oh, he's doing Oaks Parcel or whatever the beginning mission thing that Pokemon games have you do to try to get you introduced into the game. So for those ones, I might, there might be a little bit over like 60 minutes, but that's just so we can get the game going, and then, from there on, just like whatever, and then probably kind of do what I did off segments. Is like if recording sessions was just like if I did need to grind some Pokemon up, do that off, and then just come back and then just mention it. That's fine. But I feel like, I think 45 minutes to an hour might be a good thing. I have no idea how YouTube does videos now. I don't really engage with a lot of videos much. Well, especially like the short, like YouTube Shorts. I've completely like ignored that the entirety of YouTube. But like most of the time I'm watching like long form essay stuff or long reviews, like videos with like a decent amount of length, and like I have an attention span, so like I like to watch those. So we'll stick with that. Let's see. What do I actually wrote down sort of like a bullet point list, and I'm trying to stay on topic. Next would be the upload schedule. Like I said, if I'm going to do a recording session, it's going to be for multiple hours, so I'll have multiple types of multiple videos to upload. but that also comes down to like when I would want to upload those. So like maybe I could do one at the beginning of the week, like once a week, or maybe like one at the beginning of the week and then one like right before the weekend, depending on like my schedule and time, like getting multiple times to sit down and just, you know, play and record. Editing, like I don't think I'm gonna do like anything like any real major editing or anything. It's just gonna be like do the playthrough recording, or do the session, stop it, and then do the next one after that, and then just stop it, and then, you know, just have like a timer to go off to kind of keep me on track. Or depending on where we get into the game, because if we get into an area and like the recording session's supposed to be kind of over, but we're near the end of like a dungeon, maybe I'll push it just to get out of that dungeon and get into the next town, or get out of the cave and get into the next town, and then save from there, and then end it, and then start the next one. But yeah, I don't know if I want to do like twice a week or once a week. Let me know what you would prefer. Probably for the first bit of the playthrough, I will probably do it 2 episodes that week, just because that's just mostly the beginning stuff, and it's kind of, you know, hand-holdy, I guess. Well, it depends. Let's just get into the games, because I don't know what I would want to play. Like right now I have Heart Gold Soul Silver playing in the background. I don't know if I would want to do... It's been so long since I've actually done an actual Pokemon playthrough. I think the only Pokemon game that I've played recently was the Sword and Shield on the Switch. I want to say I did do a Archipelago playthrough of Pokemon Gold? Or was it Emerald? But no, it might have been Emerald, but we did a door randomizer, and it was far from traditional Pokemon. But like I have no interest in playing like what was after Sword and Shield? Violet? Whatever that one was? Scarlet Violet? I had no interest in playing that. The Pokemon Legends Arceus come out before after Sword and Shield. That was probably maybe the last one I played. That was actually interesting. I have no desire to play Z. New Pokemon games are just kind of awful, in my opinion. Like I can be an old man that yells at the clouds and just like rant about how I don't really engage with like newer Pokemon games. They just don't feel good. But that's a topic for some other time. But it's up to you. Like, which generation would you like me to play? Preferably, like, I did go back and play Black and White 2 for the B-roll, and that game and its visuals to me hold up. I don't know if I'm just being a Pokemon. Well, actually, no. I guess I would be a Pokemon millennial because Boomer would be Gen 1, Gen 2. I don't know. But I feel like Pokemon Black and White 2, those were probably like my favorite, and they just still look good. Also, the music, don't even get me started on Driftville, but I did really enjoy just going back and playing just in a random moment. I had no idea where that save file was going to put me at, but I just went back and played for a little bit just to get B-roll footage, and I was just like, man, Black and White 2 is a really good game. But yeah, do I want to do another, like, just a vanilla playthrough? Maybe a randomizer, I don't know. Again, it's been a long time since I've played a Pokemon game, so maybe vanilla is better, but we also have ROM hacks. I have no idea what ROM hacks are good. I think the last ROM hack I've ever played was probably Blaze Black, and I didn't even finish it. Probably did like 20% of it and just stopped. But I haven't really researched into Pokemon ROM hacks aside from like typing in Google Pokemon ROM hacks and then getting a bunch of clickbait titles of like top 8 Pokemon ROM hacks you need to play, and just looking at the list there or whatever. But like I think like I saw like a couple for like Pokemon Unbound seems to be highly recommended. I think it's in Gen 3 style game. I don't know, judging by the box art, it says Game Boy Advance, so I don't know if it's a Gen 3 remake, but with the newer Pokemon and stuff. There is a newer version of Blaze Black and Volt White. I don't know if I need to go back and play the original Volt White and Blaze Black to understand the second part of it, but that's also potential. Or just like, it's been so long since I played Black and White, maybe I just do that, go Black and White 2, or even do Heart Gold Soul Silver, or I want, oh yeah, when did that Platinum remake come out on 3DS? I think I played that. Was it 3DS or was it Switch? I can't remember, holy crap. But yeah, me and Pokemon games haven't been played in a while. Let's see, back to my list. Preferably I would like to do like Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 5. This seems the easiest to do because like capturing footage for it is really simple with what I have. Maybe do Gen 2. I wouldn't be opposed to it since it's probably the least gen that I played. I've played through Crystal once, and that's it. I haven't really gone back to Gen 2. I've gone back to Gen 1 way more than I've gone back to Gen 2. So maybe a Gen 2 playthrough could be interesting. The older Pokemon games are a little bit slower, but they are still pretty fun. I think a Nuzlocke is way out of the question right now. One, way too rusty. Second, I'm way too trash. And I feel like a Nuzlocke will probably be awful for me right now. So maybe later on, if I get my bearing straight, a Nuzlocke could be potential. Like the B-roll footage in the background is all like randomizers that I did with some friends. I think these save files are like 6 years old, but we did some randomizers and we were just having fun and just didn't really continue after that. But I wouldn't be opposed to doing a randomizer. I still have all the randomizers settings and stuff, all that, so I could potentially do another randomizer. Other than that, like, if you have any ROM suggestions, like ROM hack suggestions that you would like to see, I'll look them up and see how they are. I'm not opposed to it. If y'all played those and recommend them to me, again, I have no idea, but I'm totally open to suggestions. I was gonna say nothing is out of play, but I don't know, maybe some stuff is, because I've seen some of the other mods, like they're like kind of like memes, or like Super Mario or Digimon or Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was just like, but with Pokemon, and I was just like, not gonna do that. Not too familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. But instead of just rambling on, I guess I can just try and like close this out. I don't know what to expect. I'm not expecting really anything, but since it's been like 10 years since I've like done like any actual kind of like Pokemon content on this channel, but I don't know why now of all times I decided I would come back and then do a air quotations traditional Let's Play. But it could just be a sign of the times that like all the new games that I've kind of played or seen come out, like they don't interest me. Like I think like Helldivers 2 was the only game that I played a lot of that was new. Well, nah, Tokyo Extreme Racer, but like Helldivers 2, but even that's kind of fallen to the wayside. And geez, now I guess like these games are considered retro now, right? Gen 5, Gen 4. Like, what's Gen 2 and Gen 1? Those is like ancient texts now. Could be just like I'm having a midlife crisis and like just want to relive the good old days of, you know, making Pokemon content on YouTube. But could just be that like all the gaming that I do now is basically gacha games. I'll own up to it. I play gacha games. But you know, maybe I figured I wanted to do something else. And this will probably engage me a little bit more to focus on something else. So I would like to try and get this rolling maybe sometime before the end of the year. That's January, like late January. My schedule kind of tightens up because I'll be working like every day, all day, back to back because coworkers going on a trip, so won't have time. I'd like to have like videos ready and stuff, but you know, it would be nice to get this kind of started before the end of the year. If I'm gonna do other Pokemon content, I don't know, because I don't know what other Pokemon content I would do. Like, I love the TCG, like I haven't kept up with it as much, but you know, I'm not gonna bring back Gotta Pull Them All just because of how getting Pokemon cards right now is an entire shit show. But I'm not even gonna go into that. Like just trying to buy cards for my nephew because he likes Pokemon is a nightmare. So I've just been giving him old cards that I have. Like I still have tins and tins and boxes of cards. But yeah, that's a whole nother argument for another time. But I'm going on like a broken record. I would love to hear if you have any suggestions or feedback. I guess say the cliche thing, leave them in the comments below. But yeah, with that out of the way, if you made it this far, I would like to say thank you for sticking to the end. If you've just randomly seen this video show up in your subscription feed now of all times, again, thank you. And until next time, cheers.